Aris Bhai is a friend of mine.
They would have been called the anti-nationals.
Aris Bhai is a friend of mine.
The MP would have been.
But I can certainly say, looking at the track record of his party, consistently it has been about communalizing an issue. कि अगर एक मुसलमान एमपी होता तो क्या करते? अरे भैया वो मुसलमान एमपी नहीं है, होता तो क्या करते? वो कहते हमारी खाला की अगर दाढ़ी होती तो मैं हमारे वो चाचा होते या हमारे वो अंकल होते। ऐसे थोड़ी ना होता है वारिस भाई, ऐसा है हुआ नहीं है। जो हुआ है उस पे आप बोल नहीं रहे, जो नहीं हुआ है उस पे आप जवाब चाह रहे हैं, कैसे होगा?
नलिन जी,
उस पे बोल
नलिन जी, व्हाट आर यू डूइंग अबाउट प्रताप सिम्हा?
सिक्योरिटी का
नलिन जी
नहीं किया जा रहा है।
नलिन जी, कोहली साहब, what are you doing for Pratap Simha, your own MP from Mysore, who actually got one of the passes made for the accused?
It need to be done in the past.
Please tell me, Nalin ji.
Yes. So
what are you doing about Pratap Simha? Why don't you name Pratap Simha over here? Pratap Simha, the same MP from Mysore, who actually got one of the passes.
I'll answer that. And Mr. Goswami,
what are you
please
doing
put down
against
Mr. Siddharth Svedar. I have a straight answer. What are you doing about Kejriwal ji? 3 of his ministers, 2 of his ministers are in jail.
Oh, come on. Now you'll ask about Kejriwal. I heard everyone. You named Rahul Gandhi, you named
who have done the scam.
You brought in Israel and everything.
So what are you doing about Mr. Kejriwal? Let's start with charity.
Talk about the case right now. Talk about the parliament attack.
Let's start with charity.
One of the accused, his pass was made by Pratap Simha.
So
without checking it.
One of your ministers is accused of causing loss of thousands of crores. The other is accused of entries.
Condemnable act. And there is an aiding and abetting very clearly from a BJP MP.
Mr. Kohli won't answer that.
Isn't this
what action are you taking? What inquiry are you doing against Mr. Pratap?
Which is got elected on national security.
What inquiry have you started against Mr. Kejriwal? Mr. Simha involved in that.
Oh, is Mr. Kejriwal involved with parliament attack?
Mr. Nalin
Come on, we are discussing parliament attack. Don't deal with the topic.
Mr. Kejriwal, no, I'm talking about corruption. I'm talking about corruption. I'm not talking of parliament attack. I'm talking about corruption.
I'm talking about
corruption by the Delhi government, which is under investigation.
Corruption on Nalin ji. This is a discussion on the national security becoming a national security under BJP rule. It's as simple as that. That is what the discussion here is.
Mr. Goswami.
That is the thing.
Mr. Goswami.
That is why you are not talking about that.
Mr. Goswami, look at the excitement.
Because
to score points which have no points.
Siddharth is making a point.
This is an attempt to score points where none can be
back to Siddharth.
I think I've made my point. This discussion is about national security being breached and the national security being breached.
I would like to read out a passage. I would like to read out a passage
that clearly means
from an article in the Wire.
National security.
I would like to read out an article in the Wire, a passage from it.
These people were
Siddharth, kindly hear me. Kindly hear me what it says. What it says. Kindly hear me. It says under the headline
that this thing happened.
Siddharth, can you hear me?
Records from
I can't hear him.
overseas social media accounts saying that
I can't hear you,
would
Siddharth.
happen. So now the BJP.
But I'm not being able to hear him clearly. Siddharth.
And strangely, Mr. Nalin Kohli on national TV is saying that he is not guilty. So how come Mr. Nalin Kohli knows so very well something that even the police is not saying? That is my question. I think in the interest of fairness, just like these people who breach the parliament security are going to be questioned, the same way the person who gave them passes has also to be questioned. That is the fairness of things. That is the simple fairness of things.
Because that is certainly, are you sending Mr. Kejriwal for an investigation on corruption?
Their intent or their content.
Are you saying that Mr. Kejriwal should be sent to the police for an investigation because his colleagues have done, these are his colleagues who have indulged in allegedly corruption.
That person a key.
So let's start with the logic that you are professing.
You cannot defend him.
According to your logic, Mr. Pratap Sinha must be investigated. Okay. You are saying, can me, Mr. Goswami, have this non-stop verbal diarrhea stop for a minute, please?
Known to Mr. Pratap Sinha. They are supporters of BJP, and this is in public domain.
What is this about praising oneself's voice?
Why are you shying away from an
Now can we have a retort to that, Mr. Goswami? I'm not shying. It's you who's speaking non-stop.
It's as simple as that.
It's you who's speaking non-stop. You're in love with your voice, sir. You have to also allow in a debate your ears to do some work, not your tongue alone. If you keep quiet, I'll give an answer. You can't. I don't like talking over somebody. Now that you've finished, I'll give you 2 points. Your point is basically that Mr. Pratap Sinha, whose employees these people are, these people don't work with him, they have gone on his visitor passes to the parliament, should be investigated. So that is your logic. So our question to you was, Mr. Kejriwal's 2 colleagues who are ministers in his government are being investigated allegedly for corruption. They are his government, they are his ministers, they are his party members, they are selected by him, they have contested the election because he gave the ticket, they are his closest confidants. So are you saying by that logic, Mr. Kejriwal should now be put before the investigative agencies immediately to look at these issues of corruption? So if you are drawing a logic, please be careful that the logic and the principle can come to haunt you very badly. Either you come up with a picture or you come up with a document to say.
यहाँ पर एक बच्चा भी समझता है कि जिस व्यक्ति को पार्लियामेंट के अंदर जाने का पास दिया गया, उस व्यक्ति से आप सवाल भी नहीं पूछने की बात कर रहे हैं और इधर उधर की बात कर रहे हैं, तो आप न तर्क कर रहे हैं न वितर्क कर रहे हैं।
पूछ लिया है।
वितंडवाद कर रहे हैं।
अरे बाबा पूछ लिया है। अरे बाबा पूछ लिया है, आपको जानकारी नहीं है।
जा सकता है और
आपको जानकारी नहीं है।
स्पष्ट रूप से कर रहे हैं।
पूछ लिया है।
लोग
अरे कोई वितंडवाद नहीं है, ये शब्द आपको पसंद आ गया इसीलिए 20 बार प्रयोग कर रहे हैं आप। एक शब्द के पीछे इतना मत पड़िए। ठीक है, 3 बार कर लिया, 4 बार कर लिया, 5 बार कर लिए, ना हम बहरे हैं ना जो सुन रहे कार्यक्रम को बहरे हैं, ना समझ है, सुन लिया है। अरे हो चुकी है, अरे भाई हो चुकी है, अरे भाई हो चुकी है। अरे भाई मुझे क्या, अरे भाई संस्कृत का होगा, आप अरेबिक का वर्ड यूज, संस्कृत का करिए, फारसी का करिए, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? 20 बार बोलने से थोड़ी ना ऐसा होगा कि उसके शब्द की वैल्यू बढ़ जाएगी।
मैं तो संस्कृत की बात करूंगा।
मुझे क्या पता और मुझे क्या परवाह है कि आपको अरबिक आती है नहीं आती है, मुझे क्या लेना देना। मैं कह रहा हूं कोई एक शब्द को पकड़ लीजिए किसी भी भाषा का, 20 बार कह के थोड़ी ना ऐसे होगा कि आदमी को समझ आ जाएगी।
और संस्कृत में एक वितंडवाद भारत में मान्य पद्धति है, जब तर्क और वितर्क फेल कर जाता है।
अच्छी बात है, चलिए बहुत खुश हो जाइए। हो गए खुश? खुश हो गए आप?
सिद्धार्थ
भाई साहब अगर खुश हो गए तो हम डिबेट पे वापस आ जाए। आप अपना नाम की भी जानकारी दे रहे, शब्दों की भी जानकारी दे रहे, आप स्कूल भी जाकर पढ़ा भी सकते हैं, बहुत अच्छी बात है।
सिद्धार्थ
डिबेट पे आ जाइए। Of course.
Siddharth and Nalin, will you allow me to come in for a minute? Will you allow me to come in for a minute? Siddharth and Nalin, can you allow me to come back for a minute?
Mr. Goswami.
Just 1 minute. See, I think everything people are willing to discuss. No, Nalin, 1 point. Everything the other side is willing to discuss. But the one thing they are not willing to discuss is this act of terrorism, Nikhil. They don't want to discuss. They are putting out these kind of articles. For example, Nikhil, The Wire puts out an article, What Yellow Smoke Tells Us About the Mother of Democracy in single quotes, and says, it is important to understand that these attackers, however indignant they were, only intended to disrupt, register their anger and not hurt or kill. See the use of words, Abhijit, right?
Yeah.
The union government has slapped a case against UAP against them, but the slogans they raised clearly signal they mostly wanted themselves to be heard, even if that meant an audacious attack on parliament.
Can I respond?
1 minute, just allow me.
Or no?
Even if that meant, are you listening to the words, Abhijit? Even if that meant an attack on parliament, that is the justification of an attack on parliament in the form of this article, in my view.
Can I respond? I haven't had...
1 minute, just one minute. A justification of the attack of parliament is being put out in what calls itself a news website. Now, the other question I have is this. what all Nikhil passes as activism. In 2018, about 250
Don't
groups.
call it activism. I'm calling it terrorism. Your team has had the wrong banner over my head for the past 43 minutes. I've been trying to clarify on that, Arnab. This is an act of terror. Nobody, whatever their ideology, whatever their reasons, whatever their affiliations, cannot get into the parliament, jump on the MPs and spray gas on them. But the fact of the matter is that it is the BJP, the Bharatiya Janata Party, which is funding these terrorists, which is giving entry passes to these terrorists. This terror attack did not happen without a recce that the same people did a couple of months ago on the signature and sign of a BJP member of parliament, Pratap Simha. The Wire can write whatever it wants, the Hindu can write whatever it wants, any news channel can say whatever it wants, but the fact of the matter is that it is the Bharatiya Janata Party that is aiding, abetting these terrorists. It is in connivance with the Bharatiya Janata Party. And another point that your viewers must know, that till so far.
No, 1 minute. Just stop right here. Stop right here. Stop
one
right
short
here.
point.
Stop. No, I won't let you. And you must understand. I won't let you. For you have made an important charge. And if that charge goes unresponded to, it will not be fair. We have the national BJP spokesperson here. And Siddharth, please stop smiling on this. Anybody can come and say anything. A participant on my program has to be responsible. He has said that the ruling party, which runs the government of India, is involved in an attack on parliament.
It seems like
No, you can't. No, one. This is the problem.
That is my personal view.
No, he doesn't seems like he said so.
Just one.
He's adding the word seems like afterwards because you have quoted Mr. Goswami.
He said it seems like that. He adds that later as an afterthought because he knows
Absolutely,
he
it's a
can be taken
cover-up.
to prison for making this comment. He adds it as an afterthought. He's very smart, he's a lawyer.
He can
But this is the
certainly
kind of-
face several
This is
cases.
the kind of rubbish that's
Somebody may come
spread
and
across on
tomorrow somebody may
Instagram.
come and say that you made
This is
an
the kind of nonsense that gets put out in social media. No, because of what you said, he has to. Don't shout. He's responding to you. Then you. No. Yeah.
That a sitting member of parliament is compromising the national security. Why can I not make them, or why can anybody not make them against Pratap Simha and the BJP? Mr. Kohli, when asked about Pratap Simha, multiple panelists on your show have said that this is a terror attack. They ask about Mr. Simha from Nalin Kohli and what Nalin Kohli talks about. Nalin Kohli talks about Kejriwal. Kejriwal can go to prison, he cannot go to prison. We'll talk about it at a later date. Let's talk about the gas attack on the parliament did by people who entered with the signature of a sitting BJP member of parliament. Two of the primary accused are from
You
his
guys supported. Okay, just stop it now. I will place one thing on record before Nalin responds. You people supported Bhima Koregaon. All the inflammatory speeches which created situation of conflict and violence at Bhima Koregaon, you supported it. You supported the CAA protests. The Congress was an active participant of the protest that eventually led to 56 people being killed. You supported the Sanyukt Kisan Morcha, right? You called the farmers' protests an uncompromising historic struggle, and now having done all of this, you're saying the BJP has carried out the attack on parliament. Nalin is responding, and last word to Siddharth after that. Nalin, responding. I made my point. Nalin.
Mr. Goswami, I think the key point that needs to be borne is they have nothing to talk about the performance of the Narendra Modi government. That's the basic problem. Even when you had the surgical strike or the attack on Balkot by the Indian Air Force, these were the people who kept asking questions, demanding proof. Because what they don't like is the fact that the Modi government will make sure it goes to the last end of whatever they do. This will also, the entire truth will come out. Today, they are out there trying to insinuate and say that the
Shubhankar
is involved in this act. Impossible. It is absolutely condemnable that anyone can even think that the BJP will support something against the idea of India.
There you gain.
BJP will never stand in any way with somebody.
This is what I was trying to show.
अफजल हम शर्मिंदा हैं, तेरे कातिल जिंदा है. भारत के टुकड़े टुकड़े होंगे. These are people who go and stand with such people. These are the people who go and stand with the urban Naxalites. These are the people who want the dismemberment.
Sharma, why are you quiet?
They have the audacity to question the.
Say something, Siddharth.
I'm letting
Don't oppose for the sake of opposing.
at the cost of repetition, I'm
Not
saying
Mr.
a set
Kejriwal
of
say
people
that I will
entered
stop
into the
6 January.
It's laughable.
Standing
Terrorizing
outside
the MPs.
those railway
Now,
bhavans or what?
It's very clear that these
अरे हम
people entered
गणतंत्र
the
दिवस के
annals
parade को नहीं होने देंगे.
hallowed parliament with as guests.
The biggest beneficiary out of the entire incident is BJP over here. Now they can play the victim card forever.
Isn't it
Then you go
right
to 2024
that
elections
person
with
is
that.
also interrogated and he's questioned. How come a set of people who very clearly had a motive to terrorize the MPs, how come the BJP itself, which stands on, which has won on the plank of national
Yeah,
security,
at least I have got.
how come there was such
I'm
a
only
breach?
happy,
How
Siddharth,
come there was
that I've got
absolutely
all
no
of you to
intelligence
agree on
made
one
by a
point tonight with
BJP
me.
MP